Hello and welcome back to CCTV, episode 9. It's 9.
Already episode 9.
Yeah.
Feels like just yesterday.
It really does. Live from Austin, Texas.
It's being recorded
This is live.
This is live right
going
now.
on right now, actually.
Yes. You're watching this in a pocket dimension. Where right now, even though you may be watching this on Monday or Wednesday, it's happening live. So, special guest, new to the podcast.
I'm Jeff.
We kind of do that usually. Yeah. How's it going? How's everyone feeling?
Good, man.
Everyone's kind of dead. Didn't eat breakfast.
It's kind of weird here, right? Because like last year, we came and we were only like 2 months in to the whole Cow Chop venture.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone really knew, like, they didn't know like what we were about, I guess. Now this year, it seems like the general gist is that like we're just chaotic and like, you know, we need to stay away from valuable things.
People are scared of you.
Yeah. We asked to do the escape room and they're afraid we're gonna break it. Like, to be honest, the general
you
thing.
did break the Golden Gus.
Yeah.
On the set.
Yeah.
Live in
I
front
did
of a bunch of
just-
people, bunch of workers, employees. Jeff probably heard about it.
I know,
because
yeah.
He was higher up.
I
So that
definitely
went
heard
straight to
about
him.
Were you? Did you approve of that or did?
Yeah, dude. What's the point of making shit if you can't break it?
See?
But that being said,
That's-
I promised them you guys aren't going to break the escape room.
Okay.
I just had to have a whole conversation about
That's
it.
fair.
That's like the mantra, though, isn't it? It's like, what's the point if we can't break it,
Yeah.
right?
You make it, you break it.
Well, we had the discussion the other day at the warehouse where we talked about, or was it in the last podcast? Was it in the last podcast we already talked
Last
about?
podcast.
this?
You're gonna have to go further with
I
that
was
sentence.
gonna say like how we were talking about like we were breaking shit, but we were actually finding out problems in the house, the old
Oh
house.
yeah.
That was in the last one,
Where
right?
it's like we put a hole in the
The
house,
last one
but
was
we
with
discovered
Kim.
the house had a mold problem.
the one before, the last one
The
I
dog,
was
and, like-
dog park?
Yeah.
Did we already talk
Yeah.
about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Briefly?
you're still right. It's like sometimes you break things and you're like, oh, I helped.
It's like a form of problem solving.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Do you guys ever miss the house?
A little bit of the.
Well, Jeff was there during the mold, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
I was not told of mold.
There was black mold in that wall.
When we
that
spilled
were-
milk
that
down
we
the
were-
vent, right?
Do you think the mold was a result of the milk?
No,
See,
we
there's a
found
couple-
it
there's a
because
couple
of the
of
milk.
theories
That's what I
that
mean.
can
It's like
support
It
problem
predated
solving.
the milk.
Yeah,
I will
okay.
say
Yes,
that.
Yes, it predated that.
Maybe we would have caused some mold, but there was already mold.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
would have just been like milk mold though, as opposed
Yeah.
to like the house black.
There's milk
death
mold now.
right?
Milk mold's actually nutritious, so
The
that would be a
spores are
selling
good for you.
point for the house.
The house is. I think there's somebody living there now, right?
Yes, there's a normal family there.
Great.
It's fine.
Perfect.
Yes. I
You
mean,
know, I'm sure they don't know about anything that
I
happened
don't know
there,
about any of the
so-
hidden things.
How much shit is buried in the backyard?
Oh,
There's at least we left our Shovel Knight amiibo. The amiibos. After we got done, I think with that we buried
Those are
did
definitely
we
still
dig
there.
the baby up?
No.
Baby's
No,
still
the
there.
baby's still on there. as
CPR
well, right?
baby maybe still there.
The
Yeah,
CPR
coincidentally,
baby.
they
I remember
said
that.
you're
Wait,
right.
that's a different baby.
No,
We still
CPR
have
baby.
CPR baby.
We do have CPR
He's
baby.
above the thing.
Oh, we do have CPR
Okay,
baby.
so we
Yeah,
rescued CPR baby.
Amiibos, there's probably a couple
Amiibos are there.
amiibos that are buried in there.
To answer your question, I miss not thinking about what we were doing to the house at any moment. Like
Yeah.
never really having to worry
You never
about
had to
it.
second guess at all because
Never.
it's like the neighbors
Once we-
were
yeah.
just whatever. Like landlord, as we explained, was like kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was just like we just fucking did whatever.
After the stink bomb video, it really changed. Like, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. Because I think that was like my first trip out there, and I was like, oh, we need to, and I was like, oh, no, we don't. We can do whatever, and no one cares.
Right.
But now we're like, oh, we don't want to get evicted from
Wasn't
LA.
it-
That'd be
wasn't-
really
wasn't
expensive.
it you? Was it you or was it somebody else? Somebody RT had explained to us that a good idea in the future might be to build a house, right?
Build a house?
Build like a destructible like environment for us or something like that. Some kind of like experimentation.
That's
like
that's
that.
my idea for your TV show.
There you go.
I want it to be like Viva La Bam, where we put you guys in a house and then we just come back 6 months later and check on you
Oh yeah.
and see what happens.
Is the house like out in the woods?
Yeah, it is.
And then the rules were like, we can't fix anything. Like anything that we break
Yeah.
has to stay broken.
And
Like,
you have to live there.
You have to live there.
Dude, no, that sucked. Remember, because our set would get so dirty, and we have to hire
Yeah.
people to clean it up. So if we couldn't clean that up, it would just be a fucking like
Yeah,
horde.
we had
That'd be
to
great,
section
though.
off the one room for Brett to stay in.
That would be like when I'd visit and I have to sleep in the house and I just like close the door at the end of the night and then just be like, Like the shit pipes were coming
Yeah,
up.
you had to
I
sleep
like
there
this
that
idea.
day.
It'd be good for everybody to kind of experience it.
You liked it when like the sewer backed up?
No,
and
I didn't like it, but I mean, like now you guys can experience it. It'd be fun, and it'll be in the woods.
I feel like you guys are pretty safe where you are now, though. You're in a concrete box. Like, how much damage can you do to concrete?
So, funny you ask. That's what I thought too. The place burned down before we got there. It used to be a set construction company, and it's straight up, they burned it to the ground. And so there's a new roof. But you're right, the concrete survived the fire, but I guess it's flammable. And then also concrete is like dentable. I've noticed a lot more than I thought it would be. Like we've already like kind of, I don't want to go on camera saying things we've done, but like
One would, yeah.
But yeah,
Incriminate yourself.
yeah, yeah. We're definitely safer, I think, on one level. But I think a lot more about like where we would go if we get kicked out now. I'm like, oh,
House in the woods.
House in the Woods.
Yeah.
That show will become the entire channel, I guess. So.
Do you remember? So when we first pitched out like Cal Chop, I mean Alex can recall this. Brett wasn't around at the time.
I don't remember.
But like you will remember. Because it was your thing. So when we first had the meeting with you guys, right?
Sure.
It was like you. We had like Bernie and Matt and like everybody like RT or
This is
whatever.
when you flew out?
When the very first time, and Alex brought you this like binder. He brought everybody like a binder. He had a planned layout essentially of like all of our ideas.
Everything
and,
was
like,
spelled correctly. It was good.
it was.
I did
Or
run
visual
autocorrect.
aid.
He came very, very
in
prepared. He had
Gmail,
like a
so-
nice little presentation for like all you guys as we sat there nervously as you passed it around and all looked at it. But did you think that from that, like what did you think on that day when we, because that was all it was. It was that binder. Out of that binder came this. But like, would you have guessed that was the case at that time? Like what were you thinking at that time when we threw this in front of you, Cal Chop in general?
I thought, I hope they make the video game thing work because they're not going to be professional presenters.
That's more.
That's
What did you want me to do, dude?
I thought it was good.
No,
That's the
fine.
reason I
It was
dropped
fine.
out of college, all
I thought
right?
it was good.
No, I thought it was totally fun. I loved it. Obviously, we loved it.
But
And here we all are.
Did you think like what did you think in
Are
the
you trying to
moment?
get him to
Like
say some fucked up shit? Like that was retarded, dude.
no, I just want to
That
know
was
if
retarded,
if you
dude.
thought it would if it would spin out of control like it is
Just
now.
cut that part out.
Yeah.
Like did
No,
you think
I
it was just
actually
gonna be
did
like a
say
gaming channel, like a normal
No,
gaming
no,
channel?
no.
Or
I assumed it would be a nightmare.
okay,
Yeah.
That
I swear, I did. From the second I started talking to you guys, I knew that I looked at you guys and I thought, this will be a talented headache.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
And that's essentially what we're dealing with. Yeah. That's why I have to have multiple conversations with multiple people at the company just to get you in the escape room.
That's fair.
Because you guys have a bit of a reputation.
Damn.
I noticed that Jeff kind of is like the observer, right? Like we did 1980X over at the Rooster Teeth headquarters, and I noticed that he like dropped in for an episode and just watched. And it's like you can only handle about like 30 minutes of it. I don't know if you saw the part where like Trevor almost beheaded me with a fucking
I
prop
didn't.
sword.
I didn't see that at the time.
That
didn't
episode
see
just
that
went up.
time.
We'll send you that
Yeah.
clip. It's shocking. I'm not sure he meant to do that.
No, it was pretty shocking, yeah. But I noticed he just kind of like pull in and out. And we were just talking to Kib from Sugar Pine 7 last
that
podcast.
fucking guy. He's another one. Jesus.
So-
It's like
so that's
it's
like-
like, do you ever turn off? Just like, is it possible to have a normal conversation?
That's what I thought too.
He's like he's a parody. He's like a human parody.
It's like you'll watch the videos and you're like, how do you guys just eat lunch together?
Yeah.
How do you? But then like he'll catch you off guard where like he'll be setting up a camera and he'll talk to you normal and you're like, oh, you're still in there. You're still in there beneath
There is
the
a
mask.
person.
I haven't gotten there yet. I would like to find the kid behind Kib, but
They always film you when they talk to you?
every time.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you just
yeah.
never had a natural
Yeah.
conversation.
Also-
what about a meeting, like
also-
the business meeting? Was
Same.
that film?
Same. Also, if I get a fucking phone call, like I got a call from Steven the other day. I see it's like Steven Suptic FaceTime, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
And so
It's
he
a
just
bit.
calls me and he's like, you didn't pick up your FaceTime. And I was like, it didn't work. Is this a bit? And he just goes, no. That's what every interaction with him is.
It's always FaceTime. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh right, because every interaction
Every
is on
interaction.
camera.
Yeah. But it makes me I'm super gun shy. The only people I get more worried about than you guys are them
Yeah.
right now. currently.
Well, they're the new kids in the block, right? So we gotta haze them. So we got
You
some
should.
stuff planned for their panel tomorrow, obviously.
Can I haste them?
Just have to ruin kind of their whole experience here. But
do you wanna hate them a little bit?
hate them?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll give you a little reason to.
Okay, yeah. No, I
So
love
my
hating people.
my kid Millie, she discovered you guys, not through me.
Don't say she switched.
She became like a huge Couch Hop fan, and
Okay.
I would catch her watching fucking Couch Hop videos all the time.
Nice.
And then the other day, I heard Steven in my house, and I looked in, and she's like the world's biggest fucking kid fan.
He's dreamy. I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah,
He's getting sent back to
He's like
Canada
Matthew
anyway.
McConaughey
He
with
won't
Down
last
syndrome.
here. Okay.
and I'm like, oh, you like Sugar Pine 7? She's like, I love them. They're the funniest thing ever. And I was like, I thought you were like Couch Hop. And she goes, oh no, not anymore. Now I like Sugar Pine. Yeah.
Wow.
She fucking traded up,
God.
or down, or laterally, whatever.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're stealing your 11-year-old fan base.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've prospered. I mean, last year we had that panel with like the 6-year-old asking us a question. Are
You
we
guys
gonna have
are-
these preteens
Our
back?
time-
They're
Our time
younger
is
than
up.
you,
Oh,
man.
you
You're
guys are
getting
old
pushed
hat.
out, dude.
It's because of the
Kid's
age
like
restriction.
20.
The age
Call it a
restricted
day.
content is phasing
In a way,
out.
we could blame this on you. You and Steven go back and you groomed him essentially to take over your own
I
shit.
brought him to LA, and this is my fault.
You created
it's
this
like,
monster.
It's like Greek tragedy prophecy. Like I did something.
Fuck's sake.
But even
Where
further
did he
than
come
that,
from?
He. That's a great question. I met him through when I was still at Machinima, when he was still like a Minecraft director.
Yeah.
He erased his past though, so you can't
Yeah, his
find
whole-
that now.
the
I know
Steven
all those
Substance-
little animated Minecraft videos of
And they
like
were great.
Markiplier and shit.
He was
Yeah,
one of
they're
our
fun.
best directors. Like his like sense of style and like tone and
Now,
creativity
when you
was
say
always on
director
point.
though, what is that by definition? That was the Machinima Directors Program, correct?
Right. But I mean, like even like he would direct those episodes. He would choose the shots. He animated all that shit himself. And I guess he was living in Wisconsin maybe then at the time because he was still involved with the BAM Lounge. He's been through like so many like, I don't want to say failed entities
I
to
would.
get here.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely I would too.
He shuts down companies.
He shuts down.
Oh my
companies.
SourceFed
God.
was fine.
That's right. So
Yeah.
at BAM Lounge, Sky Media, SourceFed, what's next, Steven? Just asking. Enjoy the fame.
I think
while it
Rooster
lasts.
Teeth.
Are we,
unfortunately.
are we talking about MLG Hunt? Is that
Think
what-
about MLG Haunt, as he was formerly known.
So even further than that, like Kib was also incepted by Brett because Kib was like a fan of Realm, and like Brett did this bit with him like years ago.
He
and
called
that-
into a contest
and
and,
that
I gave
inspired
him
him
a
to-
statue. I don't even
What?
remember. He's like, don't you remember? I won the contest. I sent you a letter on the live stream.
Do you actually remember it?
No, I don't at all.
Oh no!
I gotta find this live stream on like a search for this moment that he claims to have happened. But he's
Like
"This
a
is
radio call-in that you
Yeah,
just like
Yeah,
made his
yeah,
life.
yeah, but
He's
like,
like,
he was
oh.
inspired by that moment to do what he does like now almost.
What?
So because
What?
of him, I mean everything kind
But
of.
I recommend him for the SourceFed
Wow.
job, and that's what like kind of like formally brought him to LA.
You breed success, Brett.
but not for the
And
things
you have
I'm
no fucking memory of it.
No, I don't.
We have a similar thing where I was talking to
Yeah, what happened to Machinima?
the first time I met CNanners, Adam, I was talking to him and he's like, we've met before. And I was like, I don't think we have. And he's like, yeah, I won a contest to come spend the day at Rooster Teeth. And my girlfriend and I went and spent the day and I saw what you guys did and I went, this is fucking easy.
Sea-nanners?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, so I just did everything you did better. And I was like, yeah, I guess you did. More power to you.
Wow.
That's some fucking beef right there, dude. But you know, Lindsay used to work for CNanners, so she's our editor now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did, you know what? We did poach his editor. I'm gonna be honest. We got him back free. Don't
It's not
worry.
like he's making videos ever. Fucking.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
I looked at his channel the other day. He updates like once a month.
I think he's like a streamer now.
Yeah.
So
A lot of money
Yeah,
that's streaming.
Fucking
I hear.
stupid idiots.
yeah.
Yeah, who isn't these days, right?
So speaking of donations, like how much this cost here?
RTX?
Yeah, a couple million,
Yeah, it's like we're probably 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah. That's a great question. I assume it costs a dickload of money.
Is it getting bigger every single year? Because I noticed it's more congested now, obviously, than last year. Are you guys just like, is it like an illusion, like you're making it seem like it's bigger?
No, it's grown every year. I think we're kind of capped on how
Okay.
big it can grow because of space.
Oh, really?
At this
Yeah.
convention center, basically.
But I was told that next year it'll be bigger because they're opening up a hotel that has a a whole other like convention space. So we'll be able to grow into that.
Be like
I
panels.
probably shouldn't say stuff like that on camera. I don't know. Maybe I should.
Well,
But
it's going
yeah,
on the Rooster Teeth First website exclusively right now.
there you go.
People are watching this
I
live.
think we
or
had
on
like
YouTube.
62,000 people last year, and this year we'll, I don't know, 62,004 people we were hoping for.
Really?
Yeah.
God, that's so many people you gotta take pictures with.
And they're all here to see you.
That's assuming they're all here to see you.
Well, why not? Did you see me on that poster over there?
Sure.
I'm at the I'm at the bottom. At the bottom of the poster there. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I didn't see
How,
that.
how does it feel to you? And I'm gonna say this as I'm only 33, I guess, but sometimes I feel like
guess?
well, it feels so much worse. I feel like I've lived lifetimes
Yeah.
and lifetimes, and people ask me about machinima, and I'm like, what?
You have like
That
different
was-
partitions of your life.
Yeah, and then like before that, where I was like, I had jobs before that, and I'm like, what? As a fellow, and may I say, older than the babies,
42.
how does it feel to you? Are you just tired? Do you ever just get tired?
I asked
man?
him last time he came to the office. I asked him. I said, "When are you gonna hang it up?" Remember?
He did.
When is he gonna hang it up?
James said the funniest thing ever. He said, we all want to know when you're going to retire, so we'll know when to retire. He's like, you're like the pace car.
Yeah, you have to
He's
send
been,
that.
he's
You
been
gotta
ready
send
to
that.
retire since I met him, though. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, ranch, I'm gonna get some sheep. I'm gonna be like those wrestlers that just go off and never come back. I'm like, what?
He
You're
just likes
younger
being
than
a
me.
senior
How are you
citizen,
retiring?
though. That's a different. It's just a lifestyle
Just a
versus
lifestyle.
like.
That's my scene.
If you
Yeah.
retired to be so
Retirement
bored.
is your scene.
I mean,
But you did
right,
quote
wait.
saying that like you didn't want to be the first, but you didn't want to be the last, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the company.
That's a good
So
philosophy.
Bernie's
though.
first, right? He's gone.
Yeah, his heart's going to pop sooner than later, right? probably.
Obviously, like-
Yeah. I felt like I had lived a couple lifetimes before I started Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, I had an entire career in the Army. I had an entire career in a tech support company. Then this dumb shit, and then inside this we have like Rooster Teeth, like Red vs. Blue, then Achievement Hunter, and now the Let's Play thing, and then Death's Sweet Embrace coming right on the heels of that. Hopefully. I was actually talking to Gus, who's like this Hispanic dude. He
might
Urban
have-
legend.
we met us.
Yeah.
You broke a replica of him, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
this morning, and we had realized that Red vs. Blue, which is that show we made that started all this, we made.
Why do you say that? It's like we don't
I don't assume
know
that everybody knows everything.
That's like when I say, I guess I'm 33. It's like it feels ephemeral.
Yeah.
All of it feels ephemeral.
Can you keep elbowing?
What do you want? Keep
We-
your bony knees out of my broad shoulder length. Look, you got a big couch.
We invented that dumb cartoon and made it. I made it for 7 seasons before I quit and made Achievement
It's
Hunter.
on Netflix too.
It's on Netflix and Amazon Video, I think. And now
what
they're on
else?
season
What else is it?
15. And so I realized that people have made it like it's existed after me longer than it existed with me, which is weird.
That's insane.
Like I made the first 7 seasons. Somebody else made 8 seasons.
Right.
And still going.
Right.
That's weird to me.
You've got like dynasties and legacies
Yeah.
that just go off on their own
Yeah,
mini
like,
empire.
I haven't made it longer than I did.
Do you ever
It's
look at
fucking
them
strange.
and like nitpick them or any say at all?
Get drunk and
or-
watch season
No?
10. Like I would have
I,
done it.
really fell off
Like,
at
oh,
season
I
10,
wouldn't
man.
do
I don't know.
this. Or,
Who's this new guy?
I think it's phenomenal and it's perfect in every way, and they're doing a great job. Yeah.
Well, you're mentioning Red vs. Blue, and I kind of want to get like a historic conversation
Sure.
going because you're both part of Machinima at some point. You weren't as much like inside of it. You weren't like a worker, but you were.
weren't they just
in
like
the-
partner kind of deal?
They like sold ads for us.
Yeah, it was just like a partnership kind of deal.
I would go to a lot of meetings in LA.
Well,
in
the
LA
Machinima
with
site
Machinima.
featured your content. Remember Machinima.com?
Yeah, they did for a while. Yeah.
They had like a lot of your. So you're saying that was just like a sponsored thing? That wasn't as much like.
Well, we
you
weren't
were-
like. To be totally honest with you, I don't know what the. They don't let me near contracts.
Okay.
I'm the Rooster Teeth's idiot. So I don't get involved in a lot of business decisions. So I don't know exactly what the deal was there, other than I know that they licensed our videos to be on their site for a bit, and I think they sold ads for us for a while.
Inspired
Okay.
Adam Kovic for a lifetime.
Yeah,
Just absolutely
that little
filled
ass
him.
kisser. Yeah, that dude's just a blowjob walking.
So you guys like, I guess if
What was your question, though?
I guess I thought that you were more involved with the machinima stuff, so I was gonna have like a cross sort of like analysis.
You're trying to
of-
connect the dots even further back.
a little
There's no-
bit. Yeah, I wanted to have like them.
There's no good
connect.
machinima dots.
But there's-
it leads nowhere. It started nowhere.
I do think everybody in this space worked with or for or touched machinima at some point.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is weird, isn't
Yeah, it's
it?
fucking weird.
It's like everyone.
and everybody has the nicest stuff to say about him. Which is the crazy thing.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
They're such
Yeah.
a great group.
Yeah.
I did meet you through machinima. I met you all of
Yeah.
Well,
everybody.
like I started watching like the old like machinimas, like the Halo machinimas, Halo
Yeah.
3 machinimas, because those were inspired by like the red versus blue stuff.
Yep.
Like once the theater mode engine became like a big thing, so I just wanted to kind of like see like, because if you predated that, even I can't even. What was I? 12. Yes.
We predate Facebook and YouTube. Rooster Teeth does.
What was the thing then? What was the platform?
To
like-
put our videos out on
Yeah.
a website, and then we had
Unreal.
we had to pay for hosting. Like we had hosting in Seattle, we had hosting in Sacramento, and we had hosting in Houston, and we were paying like, God, I wish Bernie or Matt was here because they're smarter about remembering shit like this. I want to say we had to pay like $10,000 a month in hosting fees or something just to put our videos out.
Really?
And then BitTorrent happened, and that made it easier.
Yeah.
Until I saw the first season of Red vs. Blue up on BitTorrent as a DVD instead of coming to roosterteeth.com and buying it, which you can still do. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic show. I made it. And then I hated BitTorrent, and I still do. But yeah, before like YouTube, we paid for people to watch it. That's why we had to have sponsors and sell DVDs and stuff.
So it's basically like a cult following, and that's why all this is here from predated.
This is all here
BitTorrent
because
hosting.
there are a lot of people out there with very low expectations for entertainment. That's how I would phrase it.
The stars underneath all the glow and the music from the people. That's entertainment.
That makes
There's
sense.
a lot of easy to please kids out there.
I mean, that's like our content.
Yeah, no, I know.
Break stuff.
I watch it every week,
Set stuff on fire. You watch it every week?
as much as I can. The most recent thing I watched was your baseball video.
Okay. Well, that was sponsored.
Well, yeah, but that's not why I watched it. The reason I watched it 'cause I try to watch. I have a rotation. I have one day a week where I try to just focus on the Let's Play guys and girls, and so I go through and I try to watch a couple of videos from each partner or each family member, and that just happened to be in the hopper. And I wanted to see how, because we made a video, you made a video, and Funhouse made a video, and I wanted to see who made the best
And
video.
which one did you hate the most?
I hated my video the most. Yeah.
Which one of our videos did you hate? Was
Which
it the
one
one
of
that you
your
had to be
videos?
in, where you had to eat cereal off of Joe? And also,
highlight low
why
light.
hasn't Michael come back? Is my second question.
That's good. We don't let Michael out much. He's had a kid. He's not allowed to do anything anymore. He just fucking feeds bottles to babies now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
His life's over. Fun, wacky Michael, that
He's
dude's
busy.
dead. Yeah. Responsible Michael. That's the
Gavin's
new Michael.
still kidless.
Who knows where the fuck that guy is? I see him once every 3 weeks maybe. I don't even know he still works here. I assume he does.
Gavin?
Yeah. I think
He's
so.
like with those the slow guys or whatever.
Yeah, they're
slow
slow.
guy.
The slow guys. Yeah.
Jeff, as somebody that worked, put in the time from those beginnings, and now on Netflix you've got series. You hear someone like Steven Suptic on his videos. He's like, yeah, I think we're going to get a Netflix series. I think we're going to get Sugar Pine 7. We're going to launch the channel. We're going to get a Netflix series. What do you say to someone like that, full of hope, confidence?
He said that?
Maybe
He
a
said
little
all that?
arrogant. Kip was on the podcast last week. He's like, yeah, I think we're going to get a Netflix. We're going to try for a Netflix series. No big deal.
Stop that.
No, this is
That's
a
his
this is a business clap.
I say to Steven,
You gotta do it this way.
That was a bit. Now I'm down with the
You
bit.
have to
I
respond.
say to Steven Suptic, you're welcome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
You paved that golden road for him,
Yeah.
and now he just.
He just gets to neurotically stumble forward into success. Yeah.
It's nice. It's a thankless job, but there it is. That's fair. Well, let's talk for a minute about the Let's Play family,
Sure.
because we joined, and that we had in a lot of ways we had no clear plan. of
You guys
what
were the
that-
beginning of the family, by
Right.
the way. Yeah.
And
That's what I mean. When I was talking about the binder, it's like that was all it was. It was like
A binder.
a fucking stupid
Did you know the
binder. that I
binder was
just-
just? I mean, it was all fake.
I might have saw through it a little bit.
I was
I was like, there's gonna be a couch. There's gonna be a couch.
I literally should
Was
just
most of
put
it.
a picture of like
It's like
just us two, and just go with that.
it was.
He like inflated it with
Oh, yeah.
pictures, graphics.
It was like a crayon drawing of a couch, like a Holstein couch, with stick figures of you and James, and then a dollar sign.
Right.
Yeah.
That's still really our business model. So
I mean, I dropped out, but I did pass. All right? So I could very well fake my way until we, ended up in your offices, which I don't know who passed that, but glad we're here. Glad everything worked out.
But look, it's like
Glad the
it can be
pillows are shelved.
confusing to people, right? Because it's like
We need more pillows because
There's
ours
Let's
keep
Play.
burning, by the way. Sorry. Our pillows keep burning, so I'm saying we need
you.
more pillows.
Well, yeah, I burned one. I think it can be confusing to people right now. It's like there's affiliates, there's partners. Our name is on the website. Is now a partner. We saw them in the lobby. There's a lot of like arms and platforms and levels. To you, what is?
I don't know that that's public knowledge. The part of it. We might want to
Okay,
cut.
we'll cut that out.
We should probably cut
We just
that
saw
out.
him in the lobby.
Okay.
Criken, you could say Criken.
I don't know that that's I don't know if that's public
I
either.
think they announced
Ruining
Kraken.
everything.
Did they?
That was in the newsletter.
Oh, okay. The internal newsletter that doesn't go out to the public.
No, it was like the one that's.
Anyway, you were saying.
This is gonna be one giant.
Let's just redo that bit. Redo that bit.
Conversation.
No, this is the podcast. We'll just bleep it.
Yeah.
That's happened before.
You can believe it. That's good.
You can believe it, but I'm
But
saying
I honestly, I don't think it was public knowledge.
Okay.
I don't think it's a done deal yet either. So.
Well, so anyways, though, there's lots of levels. There's lots of things. It's confusing to us. We're in it. In your mind, what's the vision? What does it mean? What are the levels? Help us
It sounds like you just want to
understand
know
our
like,
role.
what the section.
No, I just want to understand like
where's all the
how
money
do you-
going?
It's super simple. It's not complicated. There are two different. Well, first off, let me give you the vision.
Yeah. That's what I
Of,
want.
of the
vision.
Let's Play family.
Ooh, what
and
is
I use
Let's
the word
Play?
family very intently and very purposefully because that's what I want it to feel like. When we started Rooster Teeth, it was, I'm going way back. You're gonna get a long verbose answer. I apologize.
ready.
We started Rooster Teeth. It was 5 best friends in a spare bedroom making content. Rooster Teeth got to be big and successful, and I missed that spare bedroom. So I created Achievement Hunter, and I made a spare bedroom inside of a big building, and did it over again.
Right.
I love that that ideal of a bunch of like friends that really genuinely love each other and like each other, working together to make passionately to make content and it feeling small and intimate and unique. The only way to grow, because I can't stand the bedroom getting bigger, is to just find other bedrooms. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so there were all these like MCNs out there like Maker and Machinima and Defy and all these guys. And they're just signing up talent. Like, do you have an Xbox and a capture card? You're an affiliate. You're a member, right?
Yeah. Right.
And I wanted to create put a bunch of bedrooms together, but only with people that I really like, that I thought were funny, that I thought had the same kind of artistic and creative sensibilities as us, and basically like convince the people that I think are the best in the world at doing what they do in our space to all get band kind of loosely together and help each other out. And Rooster Teeth has done a lot of stuff really well, from merchandising to ad sales to, there's a lot of stuff we've done right. And I've seen other guys out there and other kids out there making those mistakes, failing forward, starting their kind of funnies and their creatures and their couch hops and their fun houses. And I wanted to help them circumvent like a couple of years of mistakes. We made those mistakes. I made those mistakes 10 years ago. So let me help you through that, so you don't have to.
Right.
And so we wanted to create like a really small boutique family of the people that we really just liked in the space. Like Steven Suptic and Sugar Pine 7 are a part of the Let's Play family because I genuinely love their content.
Right.
Like I was explaining this to somebody else the other day. They're like the new watercolor. They're the new water cooler thing at Rooster Teeth. Like people like in the break room are like, oh, did you see the new Sugar Pine 7 video?
Right.
Oh yeah, it was fucking, they shaved Kid. That was weird. Yeah, like,
Right.
and that's what it is. Now there's two different ways, there's two different kinds of partners in Let's Play. would be the owned and operated, like Funhouse, Achievement Hunter, Game Attack. Oh no, I'm sorry, Game Attack's not owned and operated, but like Funhouse and Achievement Hunter. And then there are the guys you guys are independent, and we sign a deal where we help you guys do ad sales and help you with your merchandise and that kind of stuff. And that's all it is. It's just those two different models, and hopefully they fit together. And we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I think the audience doesn't see to help hopefully make it easier for you guys to just make videos. Right? I mean, that's the goal, is to free you guys up so that you're not in meetings 6 hours a day. You're not meeting with merchandisers. You're not trying to figure out how to get MeUndies to sponsor you. You're not doing all that stuff. You're just get up every day and you go into your concrete bunker and you hit each other with swords and you film it and set off smoke bombs and people watch it.
How do you fight, sort of, in your opinion, in your experience, especially having done this a few times, the family feel versus the ever-expanding kind of business tentacles that inevitably wind their way into every new bedroom, and then you're like, no, I miss it.
What happens when a tiny bedroom eventually gets to that point again? Like, in any of the bedrooms you've mentioned, what if they start to grow past the bedroom stage?
And what happened to you can't say that anymore.
You can't. It's true. It's totally true. You can't say retard anymore either, but you guys said it like 16 times already in this video.
I will defend the etymology of retard anytime anyone wants to go toe-to-toe. Because saying idiot should be worse.
That's an open invitation to your Twitter.
People don't want to have that conversation.
Well, I mean, that's a thing, right? Like, it's possible that you guys will want to grow and create your own empire and not be a part of Let's Play someday, and I would think that would be awesome and support you in whatever way we could. But the way that we try to keep it as small as possible is by being super selective of who we work with and who we bring into the family.
Right.
And it's not going to grow past much larger than it is. There are a few people that we like that are out there that we'll want to work with, and that will be hopefully brought in here and there. But I don't envision the Let's Play family getting appreciably larger than it currently is. I think this is about 2016 was about going out and finding all the luminaries in the industry that we want to work with and partnering with them, and we did that. And now there's a couple of people that popped up. They're like, you're super talented. The Sugar Pines, like Sugar Pine didn't exist last year, so we couldn't bring them. But yeah, I mean, the goal was never to sign on. Like, I don't want to name anybody specific. There's a ton of very successful people in the YouTube space and the gaming space out there making content that are making billions of dollars and doing really well that I have no interest in. Maybe. That I have no interest in working with.
Right.
That I like, they do their thing well. There's nothing I can bring to the table to help them. I don't think aesthetically or creatively we would be a good fit. So it really is just about finding people that we like, that we genuinely want to hang out with, we want to make content with. We joke about it. I love going and knocking holes in walls in your place with a hammer. I can't do that in Austin. I get in trouble. I can go hang out in Denver or LA.
You gotta come back and like relieve some stress.
Yeah.
We'll set up some cool thing for you to do.
So I guess the short answer to that very long meandering thing is that just like we don't bring anybody else in. We keep it what it is.
And it's interesting. It's just like sometimes we think about it where it's like, I think we do view at times like Rooster Teeth differently than like obviously like Achievement Hunter or like Funhouse, right? Like, because at its core, it's like, yeah, we like hanging out with you guys. We doing a video with Funhouse Club, like anytime is fun. Like going over there is fun. Talking to you is fun. But then a lot of times we'll view it differently, where it's like there's things that get between our ability to just have the conversations, like the family vibe, where it's like, oh well, you're busy, so we have to have an intermediary, and like, oh well, so and so. Well, now we're talking to our contact for your contact for whatever, and then the business vibe. So I think events like these are really important, or when we remember, like, oh, we go into a video with Funhouse, and we're like, oh right, I love everybody in Funhouse so much. That's what I miss, not so much like business scheduling. We need to be in a collaboration for Beat Borp X.
I don't want that to be your lives. I don't want you guys to have to go through that. And it's funny you mentioned the Funhouse thing. The audience, I think, has this idea that the Let's Play channel is like some big hub channel where everybody submits content to all the time, which isn't realistic, and honestly, hub channels don't work.
Right.
The history has proven that time and time again.
Right.
And it works when we do collaborations, like we did a Friday the 13th thing. You guys were too busy to be a part of, unfortunately, but that worked really well. We did that Battlefield thing last year that went really well that you
Right.
guys did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
want to do more of that stuff. It's hard to have so many moving pieces fit together. But we want to do that kind of stuff more often. But when I see Let's Play as a family, and I call it a family, where it really works to me is when Steven shows up in one of your videos and you guys show up at Funhouse.
Right.
Like Craig is on a Kind of Funny video. Like, it doesn't all have to filter through Let's Play. It's like these connections can go in any direction.
Right.
And that's where it's fucking awesome to me.
Right.
And I really love that.
And like it feels organic.
It feels
doesn't-
organic,
it's
and
not
it
like-
is because
Yeah,
you guys
right.
love Steven. You know Steven. You
Right,
guys
we've
know
known
the Funhouse
Steven and the
guys.
Funhouse, exactly.
Yeah, and you guys do stuff together. And you were probably going to do stuff together anyway,
Right.
but it just makes sense for us all to kind of be in this bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's good. I mean, like, I know this is less of like a meme conversation, but I know lots of people have been like, "What is Let's Play? What is
Yeah.
the Hub channel? Should people expect from that and stuff?" And for us, like, a lot of times, like, we'll want to do stuff, but like, we're on a limited schedule where like these guys have their own channels to run, and so I've got them for X hours in a week for Couch Hop, where it's like, all right, well, if we're not in some way churning out content, even as a result of like a collaboration, like, does it make sense time-wise? So that's what we struggle with
and sometimes it doesn't, and,
Yeah,
and
right.
for us as well. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
just the reality of the job. And part of that is, I think it can be frustrating and confusing to the audience, but that's a good thing, because if you're doing your job right, and we're doing our job right at Achievement Hunter, it looks like friends hanging out on a sofa playing video games. And it's what it is at a service level, but if you do it well, it looks effortless and easy, and nobody sees how fucking much work goes on behind the scenes. And how really, like, the thing about you guys are just idiots, and you're lunatics, and you're insane, and I get a little nervous walking into your building because I don't know if I'm gonna get hit in the face or something, or what I have to eat, or whatever it is. But what they don't see, and I don't want to pull the veil back too big, is that you guys are incredibly professional. Yeah, you really are. You're very regimented. You have a schedule. You guys are really good about sticking to it. You guys get your fucking jobs done, and you make decisions based on, like, I would love to do that, but it's more important that I get this content out. And we have to, like, we got to keep the lights on. We got to pay the bills. We got to do these things, and I think the audience doesn't know that and doesn't see that, because we all do such a good job of looking like we're all hanging out and eating tacos and drinking beer.
Right.
And it's just, and that is a small portion of it, but the fucking amount of work and love and effort that goes on behind that to make it look so effortless is the thing that just doesn't get seen, and hopefully, probably shouldn't and never will.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good, and it's good to have the answers too. Like, I think we've always tried to be pretty communicative.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You got
with our fans, and like on the Reddit and stuff, or like guiding people and stuff. And I know like that's been a criticism when it hasn't happened, things we've been involved with in the past and stuff. So even us having a better sense for it or understanding it, and doing our part in that too.
When we did that Friday the 13th collab that had like Noah J and Kryken was in it, and Alfredo, and I think Steven was in it, and a bunch of other people, Game Attack was in it, and one of the main, I mean, people loved it. One of the main comments I saw was, "Why no Couch Hop? Why no Couch Hop?" And like we left you guys out, and the reality is you guys were busy. You guys had other stuff to do, and that's totally fine. Like, if we're doing our job right, and this is on me, to present more of those opportunities, so that next time maybe you guys do have time to be in it. Maybe Kind of Funny doesn't, but you guys will be there. The idea that we're all going to be in every video together is impossible.
Right.
But hopefully we'll have enough of that kind of content in the future that you'll dip in and out, Achievement Hunter will dip in and out, Funhouse will dip in and out, and it'll just be like some weird amalgamation of puzzle pieces that fit together to make whatever. And then the random fucking, you guys are playing volleyball with Kib or whatever it is,
Right.
Well, we get this thing where like people, well, obviously they see everything face value, and so like I get a message the other day where someone was like, "You guys talk about the YouTube AdSense and stuff, but like why not just you guys start streaming?" And I was like, on what time? Like when would we ever possibly find? We're already like going like overwork with the stuff. So like, do people message you and they're like, "Jeff, how come, like you're saying Couch Hop, like how come you didn't bring Couch Hop in?" Like all you have to do is pick up the phone and say, "Hey, hop online quick." And
yeah, like you guys aren't doing anything right. You guys are just sitting around with your thumb up your ass at 2:00 on a Thursday.
Right.
Hop on and play with us. Yeah.
So is there like an expectancy that like?
Yeah, sure. We get that
How
all
do
the
you
time.
communicate that with like the Reddit, or like what do you say, like shut up?
You try to answer it as appropriate, but and when you can. But honestly, I don't know. Usually your head's down and you're so busy that you don't have the time.
Right.
You know.
You're too busy to even answer the criticism.
Yeah. Like you talk.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to answer a question, and I get it in public and stuff. Every once in a while, you do an AMA or whatever, you talk about it. But I don't know.
Yeah, you especially. It's like, it's one thing for even like you may not have time, but like you, it's like where, how.
I'll tell you this. I thought that at my age and the age of the company where I am, I'd just be fucking coasting. I really did. Like, I did like put my feet up and let other people do all the work. I didn't expect to be busier 15 years into Rooster Teeth than I was when we created Rooster Teeth. And I am, and it's awesome. And it sucks.
Were you busy back then? Like, did you consider yourself like
We
really
were doing
busy?
like 15, 17-hour days, 7 days a week back then for the first like 5 years, 6 years. And
Yeah.
this still feels busier than that.
Really?
It does.
Shit.
Maybe it's because I'm older and more tired. I don't have the energy I did, but yeah. And I feel like, there's so much to do in so many different directions at all times. It's just like, it's overwhelming, you know? I would like to be out in LA visiting you guys more. I feel like if I was doing my job better, I'd be coming out just to hang out, see you guys more, see the Sugar Pine guys, see Funhouse, go up to San Francisco, see Kind of Funny.
Flying's exhausting though.
It is. It's hard, and
there's a lot, and I'm sure you can't spend like a week at LA hanging out with Funhouse. And
At least
Couch
LA is like becoming like a hub now, where
It
it's
is.
like, it was like fly to Colorado, fly to LA. At least now you can kind of be like, all right, Sugar Pine, Funhouse.
it helps
Couch Shop.
that people, you guys all seem to naturally be coalescing into the same area. Although then I get to LA and it's like I'm hanging out in Culver City with Funhouse, and they're like, oh, should we go see Couch Shop? And I'm like, well, it's an hour and a half in traffic.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, should
That's
we see
just-
Sugar
yeah,
Pine?
that's
Don't
an LA
even
thing,
fucking
right?
bother going up to, I don't even know.
The fucking
Van Nuys or
godforsaken
wherever the fuck it
valley,
is.
yeah, where they all live. It's like,
'Cause that was almost, that's like 40 minutes for us to go see them.
we went to Septic's house to shoot last week's, CCTV, and he's just out there, just like past Reseda. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why, even in LA, why so far away? It's not like it's that much cheaper. He has a
Like,
pool.
it's a 2.5-hour flight from Austin to LA. It's not that much faster to go from Funhouse to Steven Sutton, honestly.
It's not.
that's a
That's
good
fucked
point.
up.
It's fucked up.
You know, like honestly, like. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll all someday. Everyone will just naturally
house.
move to
The house. We'll
Austin.
make a
There you
big
go.
house, put everyone in it. Fun house, Couch Shop, and Septic gets like a little attic. or
Partition
something.
everybody off.
That's what people. That's what people like as they get older, is to like have roommates that you work with all the time. That's like ideal. As the older you get, the more you're just like, damn, I miss my dorm in college. No reprieve.
What would that be like with like one member of every group in like a house for like a month or something?
It's funny you ask. I've had that idea before.
That'd be pretty fucked up.
There's a lot of stuff I'd like to do with this family.
Like you're actually roommates.
Yeah. Like Bruce is there and he's on camera like, yo, fuck James, dude. Like this kid, I hate the way he eats cereal.
That'd be weird. It'd be like probably like among
Big
the
Brother.
youngest
Bruce won't
people
stop
there.
farting. He does it in the common areas. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I would watch that.
watch it.
I don't know.
let me ask you guys a question. What do you see as the future of Couch Shop? Where do you see things are going?
Besides bankruptcy, because I see that every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know. I was just talking to Brett the other day about how like when we got the house, we were like, you know, it was cool how much we could do in it in terms of like making it look insane. Like we just, you know, I could break down a door with a big dick, and it's like, oh, that's pretty crazy. Or we light off fireworks.
Everything seems shocking when you're destroying a house.
Shock value.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need space to do all this crazy stuff in, and now we have this big warehouse, and it's just kind of like, now what we do doesn't seem as crazy, like unless we make it like even bigger. Like we did the water park in the parking lot. 'Cause that's pretty crazy for the space.
Or this smoke
You know?
grenade thing, like I have to like, damage James's car permanently to make it be like, aha!
Right. Like get the big boom out of it. So like, do we go to an even bigger space and then
I
like
think we just
get,
buy
like,
a house. We just straight up buy a house.
Does
and
it-
then
I
we
think
can
the
destroy
buy a
it
house-
ourselves,
right.
and like there'll be no problem.
If you guys weren't tied to LA, you could go to like Kentucky and buy a house for like 20 grand.
There you go. Yeah.
You guys can move to Detroit and destroy a city block for like 15 bucks.
That's true. If we got like a fucking big,
yeah.
Each of us get a house next to each
there
other.
was like an aesthetic to like just having a shitty house where we just beat the fuck out of it and play games inside, right?
Do
But-
you guys get? Does it get? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
there,
no.
but do you guys get exhausted trying to one up yourselves from like video to video, content to content?
Not really, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't
it
think
feels
so.
it feels really good when you get an idea where you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
where you're like you do like the retards, and even if you're not even trying to, and it happens accidentally, and you're like, oh, that was a good memorable
If
one.
anything, I think there's
But-
some things that like I feel like we could do, like we could revisit and do a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the big loop thing, right? Like we planned that out for that day, but it took so long to set up, we ended up doing it at night. Like I think it would be nice to revisit that and do it in the day, and like how we originally wanted to do it, and set up more shit with it. Like some videos like that, but like topping ourselves, I feel like they've just been different ideas, so we haven't really come across that yet. At least I haven't. Like,
Well, there's so much out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I ask out of curiosity, but like we've been doing Achievement Hunter for 9 years, and I don't feel like we're running out of ideas, or like it's hard to come up with like whatever the next thing
There's like
is.
always new games and stuff.
There's
too,
always
right?
new games, there's always new content. To me, the very best part of this job is like having hanging out like this, having a conversation. Wouldn't it be funny if? And then Brett has like, it'd be funny, but it'd be funnier if you did this. And then James is like, what if we did this on top of that? And then 15 minutes later, you're doing it.
Yeah.
And 2 hours later, somebody's editing it.
Yeah.
Well, it
And
helps
it's like, we
like
had the idea at breakfast, and at dinner, it's on the internet.
Don't you wish you could still move like that all the time?
Yeah.
That's what I miss. It's
I do
like
too.
it's like so many things get in the way.
It's hard. It's a struggle. It's a constant struggle.
Yeah. To answer your question about the future, though, and we've talked about this a little bit too, is like with these guys especially, where it's like they had their channels and their own vibes, and it's like, what do they do on their own? And like introducing new members, and like, oh, well, Trevor's taking a focus, or Joe, and like allowing them. When we started, it was always them on the couch. Even like a year ago, this time ago, almost everything was just the two of them. Being able to have the freedom for like, Trevor, you want to do a show? And people to accept it and it to be good, and he's obviously super talented, and like it can exist.
Yeah, it's for them like creatively too. It's like they have
Yeah.
stuff that they want to do just the same.
So to like ease the pressure off of like everything, and it's like for you, I'm sure too, where it's like you can go off and if you want to do a project or like not be in every single thing Achievement Hunter related every day.
Yeah.
Like
I took a 2-month sabbatical this year, and nothing burned down, and content came out every day, and it was nobody skipped a beat. It was awesome, and that's a
Right.
great feeling. Yeah.
Right. And that's
It
the
is.
dream, right? On
It
some
is the
level,
dream,
it's
yeah.
like
and it's also fun. Like you're talking about Trevor. Like when I first started talking to you guys, Trevor was this dopey, quiet kid in the corner, right? And now, like a year and a half later, he's this dopey kid on a couch who's a lunatic. And it's
Right.
like it's been fun to watch the evolution.
Well, even more so, like we're actually premiering. I guess it's a show,
It's a
right?
pilot. It's a
by the
potential.
time you're watching this, it's gone up.
Yeah,
So
right. Potential.
So there's a pilot that was basically it was a group idea, but like incepted, directed, shot, and all done by Trevor. And
Look at that
we're in it
grin.
for like 30 seconds, but the rest of it is him, Joe, and like a friend of theirs that's also working out of the office and there for James.
Yeah.
So
and to
we're just-
what you were saying, I believe that idea happened on the car ride back, right, from a podcast.
From a
we were
podcast.
just
So it was
listening
like
to
shooting the
Trevor
shit.
talk to Jacob, talk to Joe, and they were having the most like, just like we were like, what? Like they were talking about like birds don't exist in the desert because they can't fly because it's too hot for. And,
you were entertaining the idea though, which is
Yeah.
why you got pulled
it's
into
fine.
it.
It didn't matter whose idea it was, but it was just like, what if you just Mythbusters, where they just didn't even really bother to do the work of actually solving things. They just went off of their own like if you just fully indulged in your ignorance on any topic and just made a show where you spoke as an authority. We're like, what if you did a whole show? And then they did it. And like this first pilot you'll see is very like stream of like pure him testing the idea. And so like it's gonna get fine tuned, but like it came out of his brain, and we're like, run with it, go forth, and it's like it's cool. It's cool to see.
And the audience will love it, and it'll get legs, it'll do well, and a year from now it's going to look totally different than
Yes.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Right,
And that's
100%.
That's fucking awesome to watch that happen.
Yeah.
Like the evolution of creativity and content.
Yeah. Well, this has been a good chat. Kicked
Yeah.
off our RTX well, I think. Got
Thanks
us-
for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thanks
for
for-
making time.
Thanks for coming out.
Wait.
I know you're busy.
Yeah.
you haven't been texting me back actually. I sent you a text the other day and you didn't.
Don't FaceTime him, and then he'll be more likely to.
Okay.
Well,
Is there any last words?
That was fun.
RTX
That was fun.
2017. Can't
Yeah.
wait till next year.
Yeah.
2018.
All right.
I would say, much like how we feel this year compared to next year, look at RTX next year and then remember this conversation and see what came out of it. See if what seeds germinated. You know.
Nothing exists
After you
anymore.
watch this, put it on your Google Calendar in July of next year to rewatch the video after going to RTX.
Yeah.
There you go.
It might be good. It might be really
One of
sad.
us-
One of us is dead. I
One
don't
of us
know.
won't be here.
It's like
the-
Brett still had both of his arms back then. That was crazy.
It was weird.
I guess I'm curious where like the VIP bar is.
He went. Yeah,
I can show you.
Okay. Well,
All right.
If we can.
They'll investigate.
There you go.
Watch us on first. Watch us on Wednesdays. Class of 1980X is ended, so something new coming soon. We'll talk to you next time. James is sad now.
I got a Red Bull and the lollipop. I'm good.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
They never know.